Alrighty, external drive is hooked up. I'm thinking of maybe doing like a MagSafe mount. Good morning, everybody. Figured the first clip will run on an external drive. The wire, though short, is actually really long when you're doing it this way. I'm kind of holding the hard drive underneath the phone. I wanted to play around and see what ProRes 60 frames per second looks like. Legitimately, not using the whatchamacallit app. So here it is. Let's see if I can hold on both and film myself. Yeah, I think if I did like a little MagSafe, the only thing is the wire is extremely big. So, I don't know. But, because I have some MagSafe plates, this drive might be a little big for doing this, but 5 terabyte. So it's pretty thick and pretty bulky. A little heavier. But, something to consider, but transfer speeds are amazing. So I just got to remember that this footage is going to be on the hard drive. So I'd be kind of curious to see. We've had rain all morning. I think it's calmed down right now. I'm going to try to take these two for a quick walk, even though they're both naked right now. And I'm not going to worry about microphones. Honestly, the 15 microphones on it are pretty damn good. So, but the same issue I've had with the 13, I mean, a lot of the iPhone models, I did have an audio clip that kind of cut off when I imported it directly into the Mac. Still happens with the 15, but when I airdropped it, the audio was actually there. So, I don't know what else we're going to do today. Kind of on the fence. So, yeah, let's get this day going. Wow, 360 minutes of 4K 60. That is insane. That is insane. That is definitely enough time to do a race video. Okay, so just in case anybody was wondering, you can externally record onto the drive for 30 and 24 as well in ProRes. So you can just save your iPhone storage. But you are going to have a much bulkier thing to try to figure out how to hold. I can feel the hard drive spinning right now in my hand. It kind of feels weird. But it can be done. Let's see what the record time is on that. In 4K 30, 719 minutes of ProRes on a 5 terabyte hard drive. Oh my god, that's insane. Totally insane. Okay, well, let's get our walk going. Interesting, when I turned on the DJIs, it told me it was an unsupported file system, but it's not a drive. The other one didn't give me any issues, so okay, we're good. Thought it told me something about formatting the other day too, and it was with the DJIs. So even though it is drizzling a little bit, I have actually put some Scotch tape over top of the USB-C port and the external mic, lavalier mic port and headphone jack, just so no rain gets in those ports, and hopefully we don't ruin the DJIs. But I feel like they're important to use. I think because I selected other devices instead of headphones, that's why it's giving me that. I just kind of want to see this 5X. You can see the trees. I mentioned the other day that it's starting to change out there. I really wish I had some better weather to show you guys. But here in Pennsylvania and of course the East Coast, we're getting hit with, I think, a tropical storm hit North Carolina. So things are a little rough right now down south and on the East Coast. So, yeah, I kind of got roped into Legit Street Cars channel. He went and bought a it was a DeLorean that had been parked for 32 years, hadn't been run. He actually has spoken to the original owner, and he said just one day he pulled it in the garage and just never got in it again. But he gave him a lot of back history of the car, and they've been restoring it. They did finally get the engine running in the last video I just watched, but there's still some mechanical issues that they got to work on. But they've got the car looking amazing for the body work and everything, interior, exterior. So now they're onto the exhaust system and engine, which those videos haven't posted yet. So anybody interested in the DeLorean from Back to the Future, Legit Street Cars YouTube channel, check it out. I mean, they're long videos. It's like I think just in video wise, he's got, I think, over 5 hours of videos. It's really cool. I mean, he really does a lot of detailing, goes over a lot of things. But I thought it was funny at the end of the video, and I have this in the mornings a lot of times, is a lot of the outtakes where, you know, he'd go to start talking and he'd get like a phlegm bubble. It's like, oh yeah, I know that feeling. I did comment, it's like, because my car was, I can't remember if mine was a 93 or 94 SVX. I never can remember that. I think it was the 94, because I did have a Subaru SVX. I'll post a picture of it. Transmission was out, and there was a lot of other issues, and I didn't do one of the main things he did do, which was look under the frame and see that it was starting to rust out, and that's what ultimately ended that car's life. My neighbor bought it from me for what the junkyard was going to give me, but it's starting to really rain here again. Shit. Glad I covered them. Yeah, and I don't think he had it a year before he finally got rid of it, so it was what it was. It was a fun car to drive. Kind of wish I would, you know, could have gotten one in a little better shape, because it was interesting. It kind of reminds me of the SVX and the DeLorean. They were kind of copying the window design, because the whole window didn't go down. It was like a portion of it, like the DeLorean did. I think the concept of it came from DeLorean. So, kind of neat. Alrighty. Well, I think we're not going to go too far that way. We're going to try to stand under the trees. There's that phlegm bubble. Gross, I know, but alright. I think we're going to turn around here. This sucks. This weather it was not raining, and now it is really starting to come down. We're going to get soaking wet getting back. Okay, so we know the 4K 60 works on the external drive. We know you can record in 30, which I figured you could. Gives you a ton more time to record. Okay, throat cleared, unhooked from dogs, wrapping me up. Yes, we're still walking. Oh, exercise ring closed. That's the other things. Well, I mean, my challenge is complete, but getting my exercise rings for the day, that's going to be a struggle. Still don't know what I want to do. There's a part of me that just keeps like humming and humming and humming, going, go to Best Buy. Here's the thing. I could go to Best Buy and just get the Insignia cable, which I talked to Mike about last night. He goes, I don't trust anything with Best Buy's brand. I'm kind of in the same boat. Be a hell of a lot cheaper than keeping that drive. And the only problem I have with the drive is it's so damn big. SanDisk makes the Extreme 4 terabyte. It is more money, but I don't need it right this second, I don't think. But it's a much more compact unit that I could figure out how to mount behind the camera for when I need to use it. Which is, when will I need to use it? I mean, if Mike and I go on a nice adventure or something, it would be nice not to have to worry about time for recording. You know, I think I still have like 142 minutes on this when I clear it off as of right now. That'll change over time. That'll degrade. I already know it will, so figure it out. But yeah, it took a hot second for it to connect, and then once it says USB-C, it's connected and you're good to go. So it's a nice little feature to have. Especially if you didn't go with a 1 terabyte model, and you have the ability to expand your iPhone. It's a little inconvenient the way to do it. The other thing I need to look for, because I have, like I said, from Terry's, when Terry had her Outback, I'd gotten an adapter that allowed you to charge. It's a lightning though. It's a lightning, and then it has the audio. I don't know if they made that for the iPad. If they made something like that for the iPad, I should be able to hook the external and hook the DJIs up still. I gotta unwrap myself again. Okay, I still have 139 minutes, and I'm pretty sure I've recorded quite a bit. Granted, those first couple clips are not on this drive, and I gotta remember that. I'm gonna plug that into the Mac, see how that drive shows up on there and how that footage comes across. I'm sure it's gonna be pretty snappy, being on an external drive. Well, that tree looked better a minute ago, but now it was like some orange showing. Kind of want to go look at this. Yeah. So from inside the tree, you get a little bit of like an orangish look. Even though it's crappy weather outside, it's still coming up pretty good. Okay. Oh, I did get a comment. How do I like the iPhone 15 so far? I'm going to say there's not a whole lot different. I'm not seeing, until I do the side-by-side comparison, which I'm not going to do on a day like today, because that would just be silly of me to do. I'm not seeing a whole lot of difference, but when I do side-by-side, I might be able to see some, differences. It feels like the camera, like the phone screen when you're filming, seems a little more like it's in 60 frames per second, even though it's in 30. It has that reality look to it, that real look to it. Quality-wise, it's slowly getting better. Like I said, the neural engine needs to learn. And this will probably push it over 200 clips already. I don't even know where I'm at yet with this thing. Because maybe not. No, maybe not. Because I think I'm still was under 100. Alrighty. Well, we got another copyright claim yesterday on yesterday's video, the time-lapse music. So that's another song I can remove from my list of songs. I hope you can't see behind me what I just... So the hard drive, the Osmo, all that went back. I did end up getting the SanDisk. That thing is so tiny in comparison to the other one. I was going to get his Texas Roadhouse, but I think we spent enough money today, even though part of it swapped from one hard drive to another. And I did get an Insignia cable, because the cable that comes with this hard drive is about that big. I don't know if you can even see my fingers. It's about that big. I can make it work, but it'd be nice to have a 1 meter cable. At least I can get over to my desk with it. So we'll see. The guy had to go to the back and get it. They do have a Lightning Bolt 4.0 in an Insignia brand, but I just felt like $45 was just already pushing it, considering that the 4 terabyte hard drive was $220. So I should get about 300 minutes with this, but it's definitely a lot smaller. It's like this big around. It might be about yay wide and about yay tall. It's 300 is plenty. Still give me like probably 600 with the 4K 30, which I was reading online isn't even supposed to be available. You're not supposed to be able to do that externally. It worked, trust me. I have the clips at home. The weird thing is it restarts your numbering system with those clips when you do that. So it started, I think I have 5 clips on that drive, which I've already imported, and now the drive has been erased and went back. So, crappy rainy day, and got to go to Sam's Club and get cat litter, because they have a big freaking thing on sale. It's a 40-pounder for like $14 or something dollars. Not the greatest price, but it is Tidy Cat, and I have to pour it into other containers. But it works better. Wow, that's crazy. Best Buy's return has already gone back on my Apple card. That's why I prefer using that card. It's a balancing act of, being able to, because I like to use it for paying the utilities as well and get the cash back on it. But, that's interesting. Now I do have that too. I don't know. Maybe when we get to Sam's Club, maybe I'll change my mind. The reason I was all set up, had my order completely through, and it said log in, and then erased my entire order, and I'd had to redo everything. So I just canceled it. But timing-wise, we'd be like perfect to getting there. I don't know. We'll see. I might do something different. Alrighty. Giving this guy a test drive. This cable's a little short. And I have to take the case off because the Apple cutout is very small. So right now we are filming in 4K 60. And yes, just if you see anybody say that 4K 30 is not available on external hard drive, they are wrong. Pretty sure all video modes can go to an external. As soon as it says USB-C, it works. And so this is actually the USB-C 3 Gen 2 10 megabytes per second versus the other one was a 5 megabytes per second. So, rain is kind of slowed down here. We're at Sam's Club. Let's see if I can turn myself around here. So we are caseless right now, and I'm trying to hold this drive as well as hold the phone. A little tricky. Got to figure out a mounting solution with the ShiftCam. the thing is very tiny, and I was thinking, well, maybe I could use like a phone holder on top of the ShiftCam. I think it's too tiny for it to fit in one of those, so I'm going to figure out something different than that even. So, but this also takes it where I cannot plug in my audio. But I feel like the audio on the iPhone 15 is actually almost decent enough to not need it all the time. Maybe in high wind situations, we're going to do some testing with that, as we're going to do for quite a while here with this playing around. But yeah, the phone is getting a little warm, but it has been on the charger the whole ride back, so should be interesting. Priya, get out of the hole. This is a little tricky. Priya, what are you doing? Priya, get out of the hole. Get out of that area. Get. It's not unmanageable this way. It's a little tricky. Of course, the phone's naked, which I get to see my raw titanium colored phone. It's kind of nice. So, record time. Hold on a second. Well, when I first started up, it was 289 minutes. It's down to 287. That's in 60. 30 gives me almost 600. So I lost a little bit, but not too astronomical. So, yeah, leave the puppy dog alone. Yeah. So, here, leave the baby alone. Come on. Okay, so it works in all under video mode. If you go to cinematic, if you go to slow motion, it does not work with USB-C. So, you get 4K, 24, 30, 60, HD, 30, 24, 60. You can't shoot in 120 with the external hard drive. So it's not the worst thing in the world. I'm just trying to figure out how to hold this thing, and now I got a bag in my hand because Mr. Poop down here. Where are you going, dude? Waiting for that other doggy to go back in the car? I think he might went back in the car, puppy. Right now we're in 30 frames per second. There was a tree. A couple of the trees are getting colorful here. I wanted to film them, but I'm back to 60 frames per second just to give you a little different taste. I don't know with a 30 frame per second timeline, you're really going to be able to tell the difference. Unless I actually do a slow motion, but she's not doing anything that requires me to slow anything down because we're not moving. Come on! Run, Priya. Do something fun. Hey, Priya, shake your head. Do something. Do something slow motion-ish. You're not going to. Yeah, that. Come on, Priya. Come on. Come on. Yeah, get moving. Get moving. Get the mirrors going. Do something fun. I know it's rainy and crappy out, but we gotta have some enjoyment at 60 frames per second because this is in ProRes, baby. Yeah, the trees. So I was getting at. That's kind of a question I had too. You have your zooms. It's really awkward to hold it like this. Oh, stabilization with the 5X. We gotta test that out too. Not in this configuration, although this is probably gonna be the best way to do it. Alright, back to normal. The yellow and the green kind of looks cool together.